Alright, welcome back to Adobe Dreamweaver CC. This is part 2 in the series on creating our mobile layout with the media queries. This is where we left off before. We have basically this nav bar disappear as it gets down to mobile, and then this faux pas nav bar show up here. So let's minimize here, take a look inside. And so if I move this down here and select this icon here, or actually there's one thing I wanted to share real quick was if we go to code view, the nav here, what I have done is I've just made it a little more specific. So I called it nav original. I gave it that class. So this, and then in the styles, if we go to the code view, all the way at the bottom here, so what I did is I added that .nav original with display none, and then the nav mobile here has this inline, which we can get rid of this because we are going to get rid of that nav mobile. But I wanted to share with you, instead of I grayed out or commented out the regular nav and just made it a little more specific. The .nav original makes a little more sense, especially when it comes to working with responsive design with these Bootstrap components. They like very more specific classes, so it's just a little better to do that. So let's get rid of the sort of mobile one, and it looks like I did by accidentally deleting it. So if I go to the source code and go back to code here, here's our nav, and then if you remember the last one, oh no, here it is. Here it is right here, the what up nav. Let's go ahead and delete this whole line here. And what I want to do is select the aside. So in live view here, I'll just select one of these components, hit the up arrow until I get the aside left, because what I want to essentially do is have it right above the aside left. So in the insert panel, go to Bootstrap components, and the one we're going to use is Navbar basic. If you click on the arrow, you can see there's a Navbar fix the top, which could work out, but this one we have a logo already up there, so I don't want to have that. Then fix the bottom, which I don't really want, and then an inverted Navbar, which has to deal with the styling, and we can do that with CSS later on, so another tutorial. So let's choose the basic Navbar, and then it will say, do you want it before, after, nest, and we want it before since we selected the aside left, and here it is. So it looks pretty good. The only problem is it's being displayed in the desktop and the mobile view, and so what we need to do is basically select this .navbar -default and make it into a class basically. So in the CSS designer here, you'll notice that when I added that, it added some additional media queries here. It also added a Bootstrap CSS, which if we go to that, you can see it here. It says you can make it writable, but essentially if I go to code view here, here's all the Bootstrap code. So a lot of code has been generated for the styling of this. There's some JavaScript here and the Bootstrap JavaScript component here. So pretty cool stuff, all done with a single click. So again, let's go to the styles here, and let's see, we want to make this a global component first, and what we need is this .navbar default. So I'm just going to click the little plus, and look at that, it added it right here. Pretty cool. So go ahead and hit enter, and then with that selected, what we want is display, and then click in here, and we want none for the global. So as it goes, basically up here there's nothing, but we want it to display later on at the mobile sites. The mobile is this one here. So again, we can click on the little plus symbol here, and remember the last one, which is great because that's the one we want. So we just hit enter, and then under display you can click in here, and let's just choose inherit there, and voila, we got it back. Pretty cool. So you can see it disappears and then reappears. So with this widget here, there's some cool little features. There's a toggle button here, but it's the hamburger icon. I'd like to replace this. First, let's go file and save all related files, it'll say all these related files need to be saved and brought into your files, and you just click OK, and pretty much it's done for you, which is pretty cool. So again, it disappears, reappears, all that's good. So let's take a closer look at this in the DOM panel, and we can see, what is up with this navbar default. We have a container fluid, which is good. That's what makes it responsive design. It has this header bar, which has the button, and again, this is the aspect we're going to change here. But also has a, if we click on the button, there's a couple of links, and there's drop down, and there's a search menu, which really we don't need this. If we hit the up arrow a couple of times, what's going to happen is it's going to select this form here, and I'm just going to at this point just delete this. We don't need that form at all. So click on that little hamburger icon. Now you can see there's a link and drop down, and a link and drop down. So we kind of have basically duplicates, and we don't need this right one. We just need the top one here. So again, I'm just going to select this and then hit delete. And then this one, if I open it up, we have an active state, which is great, a regular link, and then the link drop down. Again, if we click on this guy, you'll see the link drop down, and I really don't need that link drop down. So I can select that and also delete it. And now we're just left with an active and a regular link. And if you remember, as I scrub this out, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links. We have home, 2D, 3D, animation reel, bio, and contact. So we need 6 here. So let's do that real quick. We can basically duplicate these links just by hitting Control D. Now I don't want to duplicate the active, but I just want to duplicate the one underneath. And so I just hit Control D a couple of times here, and now I have 3, 4, 5, and one more makes 6. So just like that, I have all these links set up. Pretty cool. Next, we want to change this little hamburger icon, which is the button here, and it has these 3 icon bar spans, and so that's what we want to change. And we can change that right here in the code view. So if I go to code view here, you can see as I select 1, there's the 1 span, here's the 2, and here's the 3. So let me click on the first one again. And basically what I do is delete from here to here, but keep the button part at the end there. So all I'm going to do is basically delete that. And then I'm going to add my own menu here. So I'm just going to add a space here, or I could just type in menu, but I like to have a space. Menu, and then that menu is going to have a span. So I'm going to type in a span, and then it's going to have a class, and in that class it's going to be the glyphicon, and code heading is really great here, by the way. And I'll tap spacebar, and then I want it to be the chevron, so I'm just typing SH or CH, sorry, and it is the chevron down, that one there. Now I can add the closing, and basically it automatically adds the closing tag once I add the closing bracket here. So pretty cool. Did that all on the fly here. If we switch to split view here, now you can see we got this cool menu, which is nice with these links. And then we have the brand there. So again, at this point I would go File, Save All, and voila, we got this cool interactive. Again, we go from there to there. Let's go ahead and do a real-time preview in Google Chrome and check it out. So I'm going to close out this old one here. And as I expand, again, we have our original, cool menu. Looks like some things have shifted a little bit on the bar here. We may have to play around with that a little bit, but it's some easy, change up to adjust that real kind of easy. And then we go to the new menu, which click on, you got all these cool links here. So the next tutorial we're going to talk about how to style this and make it look really cool for a mobile site. So until next time, see you soon at Adobe Dreamweaver CC. Cheers.